Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network merchandise shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, a podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to award our 6th winner in year 2 of the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest judges, Tim Swyatt, Rick Brenner, and Elba Gira.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
So we've got a fun show today. We're going to be judging our 6th cocktail contest. Kind of cool. We've got someone different in here today, so that's always nice and fun. So it should be a good time. Small talk. Does anyone have something they want to talk about? Usually we like to vet through this. Tim, you were saying there's something you wanted to talk about right before we got started. What was that?
Now his volume's not working.
You're on mute.
Everybody's volume tonight.
I don't know what's going on, but you're on mute.
He's so mad there's no sound.
Yeah. You're
Only dogs can hear him.
This is our guy. We brought him because he's good at IT. And there he goes.
All right. Does that come through now?
Yep,
there we go.
We can hear you.
Son of a bitch. This microphone's killing me. So now I'm not going to win the pork pop.
You got that fancy microphone, but it doesn't work.
Screw it. It's going back to Amazon.
Okay.
So I was thinking, if you had to take a long road trip with somebody.
Yes.
And of all the ABV personalities that you have or people that you know, who would it be with that you'd want to take that trip with?
Okay.
Who would you select?
Okay. Justine, we'll start with you. Who would you go on a long road trip with, ABV Network personality wise?
Definitely MacLeod.
MacLeod. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already kind of road trip, not a long road trip, but we've kind of road trip together. And we
I suggest you drive. MacLeod is a notoriously horrible driver.
I did drive.
Yeah, don't let her drive. She's had 16 car accidents in 16 years of driving.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Wild.
Yeah, that's impressive.
But we listen to crime podcasts and murder podcasts and stuff the whole way. So
there you go. Okay.
Country and Western music as well, I'm sure.
There's one for MacLeod. Mr. Brenner, you're a fill-in judge. Who would you like to road trip with?
Well, I would almost agree with Justine.
MacLeod?
Because I don't know anybody else that, seeks out traffic cones and stuff like that. And
yeah. Again, as long as you're not letting her drive. She drives the wrong way down one-way streets and stuff. She's like, oh, that's just suggestive. No, I think it's pretty well set when they say one way. That's it.
Pretty well defined.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation. And if you take that drive with, extreme confidence, I think you can do it.
Yeah, that's what she does. So, I don't know if it's confidence or incompetence, but either way, she's doing it. Yeah. All right, Elba, how about you? Who would you like to road trip with, ABV Network wise?
Well, I think for me, I haven't had a chance to meet MacLeod yet. I've not yet. I know. Steve, I'm going to give it to you.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
We've drank bourbon together. We've listened to bluegrass together. I only think that road tripping would be that much more.
I win. Well, I would say I would pick Elba. That's who I'm road trip with her. She seems like she'd be easy to get along with. So you can't, that's all you can ask for a road trip. We would, there's plenty to talk about.
I'll find the most weirdest little spots to pull into.
That sounds good to me. And and beef jerky's do you like beef jerky? You gotta have that on a road trip.
Can I substitute?
It's more for me then. I still
You get all the beef jerky you want.
There you go. All right. Tim, how about you? You asked the question. Who would it be?
So first off, we know it wouldn't be Mr. Bill, because we've heard about that road trip.
Well, he's very gassy. That's the problem with that. A winter road trip is also terrible because you got the windows rolled up. I mean, maybe in the spring or fall when the windows can be down, it's okay. The problem is,
Mr. Bill was off the list quick, and hearing your trials and tribulations of you complaining as much about the trip as he was, doing whatever he's got to do, you'd be out as well.
Because I complain too much?
I'm going to go for a twofer. I'm going to put Lenny and Wes in the back seat. And by the end, it's going to be one hell of a ride.
Yeah. Notoriously enemies, best friends by the end of the road trip, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What you notice about Bill is he always lifts up too off the seat. So he's driving, all of a sudden, and that's when it's getting ready to happen. When you see him
that's
begin
the
to
indicator.
lift. Yeah, his indicator. He's got to tell. He lifts up. So shaking his head no, but he knows that's not wrong. All right, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Justine. Justine, you're up first. What are you drinking there?
I am drinking a cocktail in a can. I have the Traverse City Whiskey Highball.
Okay.
But I am drinking it out of my Old Monroe koozie.
Nice. Old Monroe represented and Traverse City. So the best of both worlds there. All right, Elba, how about you? What are you drinking there?
Ooh, I feel like I'm going to get some cringing. But I decided not to have bourbon tonight. And being that the weather has been so mild for September in New Jersey, I went with my favorite Vinho Verde, which comes out of Portugal.
Okay.
Not sure if you guys can see the label, but in any case, I went with some white wine tonight.
White wine. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That's fancy. A little classy for this group.
Not when I tell you the price of the bottle.
All right, Mr. Brenner, you are next. What are you drinking?
Well, I just finished a St. Elmo's cherry vanilla whiskey ice cream float.
Okay.
And now I'm going to go to Still 630 5-year Rally Point.
Okay. Did you want to try cork pop? You'll have the lead for first two haven't had corks.
Oh, if I put this all the way in, I may not be able to get it out.
Okay. That was decent for your first effort ever. That's the Legend's first ever cork pop on the Bourbon Daily. How about that? That's trivia right there. As much as he's been on, you'd think he'd do it, but he hasn't. I got Watershed. They're bottled and bond. I'm hoping for good things. I only opened this one time. McNew and I got bottles at the same time of this. We got this and another one from them. I've seen she's killed both of her bottles, and here's where I'm at. I'm still at the neck basically. So
It's good.
Squeaky. What do you think, Justine? Who has the lead out of me versus Rick there?
Yours was a little squeaky, so I'm going to give it to Rick.
Yeah, mine was not. No style points at all on that. Oops.
I would like to call out, we do potentially have another ABV t-shirt saying with Rick saying he put it all the way in, doesn't know if he's going to be able to get it out. That belongs on the back of a t-shirt.
I'm not sure. Or branding wise, this is the direction we're going to go.
Well, the first time I pulled it out, I had to use a butter knife.
And it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
I've been accused of having 10-year-old boy humor. I think my club is growing.
Yeah, I think so.
Tim.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I see it.
Well, Tim, Rick's got the lead. What do you got?
All right, I've got I just stopped by Copperfield Distillery up here locally, and they just issued their second single barrel. So this is fresh pork pop.
Ooh, there you go. That's the winner right there.
That sounded great.
On my crappy microphone too, surprisingly.
Yeah, well, there you go. Cheers, Mr. Swyat. You win.
Cheers, guys.
All right, now I got to go buy the T-shirt on the Amazon store.
Yeah, Cork Pop Champ. Now you're eligible to buy that.
That's it.
Yes. All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we have our contest going on. We'll get to that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Matt Rainey, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. One day when I grow up, I'm going to grow a big boy beard, just like Colonel Steve.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are awarding our sixth winner in the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest.
Yes, we are. So, before we get to that, we got, it's like a prisoner of war down there. Casey Priester's here. He wasn't even scheduled to be on this event. He randomly showed up. He missed, his calendar got screwed up somehow. Casey, how you doing with this, man?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm on the road here. I'm in California. I brought my bag for my little ride tasting. I'll probably break into that recorded session after this. I'm just anxious to see what it's all about.
Yeah, it was a good session last night. It's interesting. I think there'll be some surprises there. So just follow through, watch the video, and yes, it's worth doing for sure. So I won't give away out, and no spoilers there. You can watch it and check it out. All right, back to our contest. This month the theme was Apple of My Eye. I guess it's apple harvesting time, so I think that's why she did it. And you could use two different things. You could either use apple butter or apple sauce. That was the mandatory ingredients. So with that, what we like to do before we get into making the cocktails and stuff like that, we like to meet our guests who have made it to the finale here, and then have them tell us a little bit about their cocktail. So first up is Vicki Higginson. Vicki, what do you have for us tonight?
It was a struggle. I had to claw my way to the final three.
Absolutely, out of hundreds of entries.
Yes. Everybody know. As I used to say it in the PTA, I run unopposed. always elected. So it's I like watching Chopped, so I'm all about a mandatory ingredient. I love that. I am also about as few ingredients as possible when I am looking at cocktail recipes, because I want to be able to make them at home, and I want to be able to look and see what have I got in my pantry. And also, I don't typically make one or two. When I'm making them, it's 8 to 20. So I do have to be sure it's something that I can pump out, I can batch. It's got to happen right now while I'm doing it. So the thought of apple butter and applesauce don't really appeal to me in a cocktail. Apple sauce makes me kind of bleh. So I went with apple butter, obviously. Had to go buy it. Only one jar in my entire market because I am in Southern California. I was lucky to find it. And
I checked the expiration on that.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I do have another recipe that I make every year. I make an apple cider martini, but it's with apple cider. So I didn't want to cheat. I just wanted to start from scratch. And I thought in my mind that I was going to make this awesome apple pie a la mode. bleh, also gross. No, none of the dairy made any sense. None of it worked. And I was going to just throw in the towel and say, that's okay. But then, bourbon goes with everything. So I switched it up and made it super simple and went, yep, that's worth it. Everybody should make these at home. You could drink them right now and be happy.
All right. Well, we will have you'll be up first. We'll follow the order here as we intro you, just how you'll be making your cocktails. All right. Next up is Adina Ewalds, one of our regulars here. Adina, tell us about your cocktail this month.
Okay. Well, I kind of get a little carried away with the stories of the cocktails and stuff. So
right.
This one is, again,
it's like a book. It's a novel.
Yeah. It's a novel. But this one is for the Norse goddess Eden, who was the goddess of rejuvenation, and her whole gig was she fed apples to the other gods to keep them eternally young.
Okay. So
that's the beginning of my journey here down that crazy lane.
All right. Sounds good. Well, welcome back and good luck tonight. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, Dave Ewalds. Dave, what are you going to be making for us tonight?
My cocktail is called Shenanigans in the Orchard, which happen around here in the Midwest at this time of year. A lot of orchard shenanigans going on. We used to go pick, when our kids were around, we go pick apples in the orchard at this point in time, all throughout September. And with some of our adult friends, there happen to be shenanigans in the orchard. There's somebody might bring a flask of whatever, and multiple people. And, we always joked about shenanigans in the orchard. So when I was looking at the ingredients, I said, wow, I bet mezcal would go well with apples. So I tried the combo of mezcal and apples, and yeah, okay, we're going down that road. So that's what mine is based on.
Okay, fair enough. Well, good luck to you too, Dave, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. All right. First up, making the cocktail is going to be Vicky with Autumn in a Glass. So, Vicky, tell us about your ingredients, how we prepare this, and we'll be watching you make this for us.
Awesome. Thank you. Let me bust it out. We're going to make a little bit of noise because we're using a shaker. So extremely simple. Everybody has this at home, unless you don't have the apple butter, and you got to go by that. Thanks, Stephanie. I go 2 tablespoons of apple butter right in the shaker. I go a half an ounce of orange liqueur, your choice of liqueur, because everybody should be able to do this with whatever they've got at home. We're going to do 1 ounce each of a bourbon and a rye. I am using High West double rye for my rye right now.
Okay.
And I'm using our friends at Old Tub for the bourbon, because why not?
Sure.
It's a cocktail. I'm putting apple butter in it. I'm not going to use anything expensive. That would be insanity. And you want to put in a squeeze of lemon.
Okay.
So a whole lemon wedge, just like that. And cover that sucker up and shaker.
All right. Technique. What do you think of the technique there, Tim?
I think it's the California chamois.
Yeah. Do you think she could make it at Molly Wellman's? That's always our standard. What?
So the only trick is
I think there'd be a talking to about that.
There'd be an instructional video shown to her after the first shake like that.
Yeah,
yes.
I think so. Come back to the office.
Some continuing education.
There's just no way to keep it quiet, right? I'm trying not to deafen everybody with that damn thing.
Oh, you did just fine. It's more of your technique that we're critiquing.
Oh no, that's okay. That's not how I would normally shake it.
Okay. All right.
And then I have a fall spiced sugar rim that I use for my apple cider martini.
Okay.
And this is something that we're just going to sprinkle in the glass after you've poured it into a fly ass coupe glass.
It's always, you always want to use a fly ass glass. Whatever we're doing. Started by Kevin Majors, the tradition of that. And,
it's always about presentation.
Yeah. Look at that.
She's got a little sparkle on top and smells and tastes like fall and apple butter.
Okay. All right. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Done.
Very fall feel. And we're finally getting to that point here in St. Louis where we're going to have some of that type of weather. So this sounds like it's very timely. So hitting at the right time for sure. All right. Next up, Adina, you are next on the list. You're going to be making Idun's Secret. Is it
Yes.
Idun's? Okay.
So anyway, the story goes that Eden was
Eden. All right. I did say that wrong.
That's okay.
I
I might
apologize.
be saying it wrong too, for all I know. But anyway, she was lost, and Loki, one of the other gods, went to find her. But to find her, he turned himself into a bird, and he found her in this forest. And because he couldn't carry her back because he was a bird, he turned her into a nut so he could carry her back. So there's the whole thing about the apples for the rejuvenation of the gods and goddesses. And
I would have turned her into a car.
yeah.
Anything with wheels.
So anyway, when I was thinking about this cocktail, I thought, with the way that the apple butter or applesauce would kind of muddy up the drink, I thought it really needed to be a clear drink. So I did this crazy thing about making it into a clarified milk punch.
Oh.
And so
Now you're talking.
This is going to be a little lengthy in my getting this put together. But anyway, I have a couple things made up ahead of time, so it won't take quite so long.
Okay.
This cocktail actually makes like 2 cocktails because of all the work getting it together. I just figured I'll make 2, maybe 4.
You're being nice, knowing that Loki.
You can save them in your refrigerator for a while.
Or just
so
drink
the first thing I did was made some Spirits of French Lick Lee W. Sinclair with some apple butter.
Okay.
So I'm going to put in, like I said, I'm making double, so I'm putting in 4 ounces of this. Oh, there's a little bit left.
Nice measuring technique.
Yeah. Then I'm using the Whiskey Acres Nocino liqueur.
Okay.
And I'm going to put about an ounce and a half of that in for the nut flavors. Then, because it's a clarified milk punch, it needs a lot of lemon juice to make the milk curdle, which sounds really disgusting for a cocktail.
Uh-huh.
So I'm putting about an ounce and a half of that in.
Okay.
And then to balance that out, I'm putting in about an ounce and a half of cinnamon simple syrup. It's just regular simple with a couple of cinnamon sticks thrown in for a few days. 3 dashes of cardamom bitters.
Okay.
And about 2 ounces of black tea. Now, I already made up this black tea beforehand.
All right.
I just wanted something that would kind of, because it is pretty booze forward, to just take care of that. So I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Then I have a bowl with about a half a cup of milk in it, whole milk. And
whole milk, okay.
You always pour the liquid into the milk, not the other way around.
Okay.
And it will start to curdle immediately.
That doesn't sound
But now
good.
that has to sit for a couple hours.
Okay.
So
Well, this
we're
is
not
going to be like
gonna-
one of those old TV shows where, look at this. Oh, and it's ready.
And look
Oh,
at
but
it.
look,
Look at the production
it's already-
values.
Look at
Look at the
this.
production values. Yeah.
look,
Like
time lapse
Martha's
photography. I've got another one that's already curdled. If you can see,
Oh.
it looks
Yeah.
really gross.
Oh, look at the zoom.
Oh yeah, okay, there's
Yeah.
the zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I take that and run it through a strainer with a coffee filter in it.
Okay.
And that'll take several hours for it to strain down. That's
Really?
why I
I'm
made.
already into this thing like 4 hours making this cocktail.
Oh yeah, it is. But then when you're done, when it's strained, it looks like this.
That's cool.
There you go.
Now you're talking.
So it's a nice clear liquid. And
It's like you're making a milk punch.
Yeah. Which is like You go back and like you talk about classic cocktails, those clarified milk punches and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Ben Franklin used to make that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
they're
crazy,
old.
crazy, old stuff.
They had a lot of time on their hands. They could wait.
Oh yeah.
I'm putting a clear ice ball in there to, again, accent the rejuvenating feature of this.
Okay.
Pour that in. And then I've made an apple fan, which you just take, it looks a lot fancier than it is. Just take some apple slices and fan them out, and it's supposed to sit like that, but of course it won't because we're live. But there's the apple fan in the Eden Secret, and hopefully this will give me eternal youth, right?
There you go. There you
Except
go.
I'm not a Norse goddess, but we try.
Yet.
That's right.
So
True.
here's Eden Secret. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Try that, Dina. See what's the taste of that thing? Give a quick
taste?
taste. Yeah.
It's very appley. The lemon does come through. You can taste the cinnamon from that. But what's really nice is the milk, the clarified milk punch gives it that mouthfeel that's a little more dense or fatty to it.
Yeah. Nice.
So I like the milk punch in there.
Excellent. Great work, Adina, as always.
Thank you.
Excellent job.
Now I've got something to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Tim, did you ever hear about the time I was hanging out with Adina and she made me drink hemlock? And I started my nerves. I could like feel my hair growing and stuff. I was like, yeah.
Well, you just don't know with that
Right.
hemlock, right?
Right. It's
You drink
hemlock.
hemlock.
Yeah. She made me. She's like, here, you'll drink this if you're one of us. And I was like, I don't want to. Do I want to be one of us? I don't know. She's like, drink it. And then, of course, I got scared, so I drank it.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's doing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be cooler if you did.
Tough. It was tough.
Peer pressure.
I started, it was like the lights were flashing and it was a whole thing. Yeah.
I noticed the beard's a little more full these days. It must be from
Yeah.
the hemlock tree.
It's from the hemlock. It's from the hemlock. Yeah. All right, Dave, you're up next. What are you're making the shenanigans in the orchard. So that sounds good. Again, sounds like a nice fall cocktail. So let's hear how this thing comes together.
I don't know. After following these two ladies, this is
This is tough. This is
rough,
tough.
man.
Yeah.
This is terrible. So anyway, okay. So started out with apple butter. So apple butter is ubiquitous around where we live. There's orchards everywhere, and it's huge. So everywhere, local gas station, apple butter. You can get it.
Apple butter festivals, some places.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's a
apple
thing. That's a
butter
thing.
started with that, and 4 ounces of mezcal. So even though I don't need 4, you lose a little bit of mezcal to the solids. But so here I have my apple butter infusion in here.
Okay.
Now this has been in here a couple days. 1 day is just fine. You don't need it too long, but here's my apple butter infusion. So we're going to start with that.
Okay.
She took my jigger.
No, I didn't.
She's trying to mess with you. That was intentional. That was intentional.
Hiding. Oh yeah.
That was total sabotage.
Yeah, it was
Kidding.
sabotage. Yeah.
Must be.
Dave, freeform.
What happens when you turn her into a nut?
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with 2 ounces of the infusion. I've strained this already. The apple butter solids in here. I've strained it through, and this is just left with the liquid. That takes a while. On order a couple hours.
Okay.
All right. So 2 ounces of the mezcal, and I use mezcal vago, which is a nice smoky mezcal. I love this mezcal. It's a good one.
Okay.
So 2 ounces of mezcal. Then we go. I have this Vermont bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. So we're going to go with 1 ounce of that. Make sure I get it right here.
Well, that sounds pretty darn good. Vermont syrup is good.
Yeah, this is just a Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Okay.
Oh, I got exactly 1 ounce of that left. Got to get another bottle.
Yeah. We'll be in Maine next year. We're going to get all that kind of stuff. In Maine, please. It's plentiful.
I squeeze some fresh lemon juice. Always use fresh juice in your cocktails if you can. So I've got 1 ounce or actually 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice. So with the sweet from the maple syrup and the sweet from the apple butter, you got to balance it with enough acid. So key to a good cocktail is the acid, the sweet balance.
Makes sense.
Yep. Then we have, that's right. I'm shaking it. So gotta get some ice.
Okay.
To the shaker.
Touch them carefully.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Alba, one time we busted.
Notice the scoop, Steve.
One time he used his hands, Alba, and he got points deducted during production.
I mean,
We're going to live that day down, I think.
critique is shaking. I mean, right now, Vicky's got the lead on that shaking technique.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. That looks like a pro.
Or shaking.
Yeah. That's probably how I would do it, but I see Molly and it's more.
2 hands.
That's the real pro, but I'm not a pro, so I can get away with.
I feel like anytime you use a shaker, you have to do the little.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a whole thing that goes with it.
Well, it's different too when you're expecting tips.
Oh, very true. Or you're substituting a workout and you're working on your bicep.
Yeah. No, nobody tips me here. It's about speed and trying to keep away from the microphone right now. Just get it done.
Get it done.
I have a very cidery looking mug glass here. So
A fly ass mug.
Fly ass mug.
Yeah, it's please. Use the proper terminology. Fly ass.
So we're going to strain into there.
Okay.
Then I probably should have had the ice ball in there first. So I took an ice ball. Oh, flash, too bad. Ice ball in there too.
Okay.
Big ice ball so it melts slow. You don't want to over dilute the thing. So then I have some Washington Island Door County cider. This is a very, very dry Normandy hard cider made up in Door County, Wisconsin. So you don't want to add that much sweet to this cocktail. You want some dry. So I'm just going to top that off. A little bit of that cider. I'm going to give it just a little with the bar spoon, just a slight gentle stir so all the cider is not at the top in this one.
All right.
Then I've just cut a apple wedge for garnish. That goes in. And here you go, Shenanigans in the Orchard.
Perfect. There you go. All right, Dave. Great work, man. Great work. First of all, let's do a round of applause for all of our great guests tonight. They made 3 great cocktails. Should be fun. So now the power now shifts to our judges. So our judging team, what we'll have you do is please go over all 3 cocktails, kind of hit the highlights of what you liked about them, that type of thing. And then give us your rankings. Which one was your favorite, your second favorite, and your third favorite. So as simple as can be, it's just ranking them, and that's how we do it. Tim, you are first.
All right. Vicky, I love your embracing of the apple butter in this case and shying away from apple sauce because that's just not going to work.
Right. Ew.
Too saucy type of thing. I don't know what that's going to be. And I do appreciate you built for scale because as somebody who also hosts a lot of parties, I need a vat of that stuff because I need to stop making cocktails and hosting people and drinking myself, or you're making cocktails all the time. I thought that was pretty smooth. Built for speed and built for pleasure. Not too bad. Adina, being turned into a nut and blossoming like you have with this cocktail with the secret was just amazing. The amount of time and let's be honest, chemistry that you're working with there is something that I don't think we've seen yet. To be honest with you, I don't think we've seen that yet. That's a whole nother level there. On top of it, I'm not a big fan of the whole milk. Never have been, never will be, and then the allspice as well got me. Doesn't mean I wouldn't drink it. It's not like it's absinthe where I just cannot absolutely.
There's no allspice in it, Tim.
Oh, allspice was Vicky. You're right. She's the one that was on there. You're right.
No, yeah, you got dinged for it, Adina. It's just the way it is.
I guess, yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I'll have to drink it myself.
There you go. Well, you got 2 more for you afterwards for tomorrow when you mix it together after it all separates out.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts as milk, but it doesn't finish as milk. It only begins its life as milk.
That's right.
It's true.
There's
Kinda like grain.
no milk left in it.
Yeah.
That's right. And then Dave, all I hear from your cocktail is sexy time with hoodies. So I really enjoy the shenanigans in the orchard. I love the concentration of apple there with also the balance with that. I think I would like to have seen some cinnamon in that one. I'd be curious to see what that would look like if you played with it. Just even like scrape it on the top of there to see what that kind of pops. I'd be
There's
curious
actually some in the apple butter. It's a
Is there in
spicy
the apple butter? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think they put some in there. Yeah, I'm curious to see what that cinnamon also would pop in it too. But I thought they were each one of these things I would drink. I would absolutely. We'd have a hell of a time. With that being said, I still got to pick a top, a second, and a third. This time I'm going to go with Dave,
Okay.
Vicky,
Okay.
and then Adina.
Then Adina. Okay. All right. Next up is the legend. His first attempt at being a judge for us. And Maryland, first appearance really on the Bourbon Daily, other than some studio stuff, of course.
Yeah, this stuff.
Studio audience, but yeah. But yeah, full. And of course, yeah, when you and I sit at my kitchen table and drink, but that doesn't really count. We're doing shows just to get drunk, so we have an excuse. We're like, I don't know. This is work. We got.
But it works. You know,
Okay.
it works.
All right. So, what did you think of the three that made their?
I thought they were all great. What I liked about Vicky's is it was easy to put together, kind of simple, and you could do it quick.
Right.
I think in a bar situation, that's kind of what you want, unless you think you're going to be making a lot of a drink and you pre-batch some of the ingredients. I like the fact that she actually found apple butter in California.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a little early for that.
We could have had Casey bring it for you. If all
Yeah,
this-
I mean, you know,
he didn't tell us he was going out to California.
I mean, I only get apple butter from the ladies at my church when they make it every fall.
Oh, nice.
Never buy it. Start we commercially make apple butter. There's a world of difference in it.
Yeah.
Adina,
Yes.
I always love the stories that go along with your cocktails. This was probably the most complex one that you've done to date.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which is saying something. She puts a lot into it, but yeah.
Yeah. Dave, I don't know. I was a little disappointed that it didn't have a bourbon in it or anything, but
Yeah.
but
Apples and mezcal, man.
other than that, you know, I think
Love mezcal.
I drink it. I give it a try
Okay.
because, you know, I like agave spirits too.
Yeah.
So
I'll let you know, Rick.
Well, Rick, what are you looking at for a ranking here? Which one was your favorite?
well, I think with this one, I think I'm going to go with I think I'm going to have to go with Vicky
Okay.
first, then Adina, and then Dave.
Dina, then Dave. Okay. All right. Next up is Elba.
All right. So this is my first time being a part of the cocktail competition. So the fact that you all thought so much into presentation, which I always feel is the first thing that you should always look at, especially whether you're serving cocktails at home, at a bar, or whatever. Presentation is always, I think, for me, one of the most important ingredients in a cocktail competition. The story, along with the name of the cocktail, I think also plays a great, it just, again, it tells a story. It tells just the experience you're about to have. So I'll kick it off with Dave. Dave, I love the name. I felt that it was playful right from the start. Threw me off with mezcal, but at the same time, I thought immediately as you started describing the cocktail, the ingredients, I mean, it just screams fall in front of a fire pit with a blanket and just all of the essence. So I don't know that I agree that it needs a little bit of cinnamon, especially if you start to embody, just start thinking about just everything that is happening with the mezcal, right? It's giving you all of that smoke, all of those fall flavors. I thought that just technique and just essentially just how you put the cocktail together in place was awesome. Adina, I love the story. I love the folklore of obviously Eden, and knowing a little bit of Loki, of course, and kind of just, skimming a little bit of your submission as well. I thought that just lent obviously to just the creativity and where your mind went with the flavors and how to bring it together. I am probably, I will say, as far as, just technique and whatnot, a milk punch cocktail, obviously, if you have the time to put it together, then go for it. As far as quick and easy, just replicate, obviously, it would take a little bit longer. But overall, I thought just the flavors and just the way you thought through that content of your cocktail was phenomenal.
Thank you.
And Vicky, I love the fact that you tied in your story, your experience of what it was like at the supermarket, how you couldn't find your apple butter. I like applesauce, but that's a story for another day. But just how you incorporated, just your experience tells that much more of a story for your cocktail. And the fact that you can easily batch it.
Boom.
Right? It's a great party hit, thinking about the fall. We've got so many events, hopefully. I mean, if we're there yet, but
come on over. Southern California. I make a lot at a time.
I'll send my crew for sure. I'll hit you up when we're there. And even just that fall spice cocktail, fall spice sugar rim, right? Just the ingredients that you use. I feel like it can translate into so many other cocktails, whether it's the cocktail that you serve tonight, or, kind of, you can play around with different classic cocktails and add that sugar rim and just elevate your cocktail.
Dave can dip the apple in it. Everything.
There you go. So this is the worst part, ranking.
Ranking, yeah.
I know.
But, all right. I am going to just start from, as far as first, second, third. Third place, I will give it to Adina.
Third place, you said? Okay.
Yep. Second place, Dave.
Okay.
For the creativity and the name as well. And first place is Vicky for me.
Vicky. Okay. All right.
That's because she wants to drink a lot at my house, and she knows I'm going to pump them out. Like, let's go.
Don't judge me. I like to drink.
I'm up next. Vicky, I thought you did a great job coming into this and creating a very time appropriate cocktail. Really feels like fall. I like the fact that yours is a bourbon and rye cocktail. I mean, that's who we are. Really. I feel like the apple butter goes well with that. You think of apple butter and then you think of the brown sugar notes and things like that you get from the whiskey. I think it's a good combination out of the gate. So I really like what you put together there. Adina, the creativity and the story, I just look at that on a menu and I'm interested in what you've got there. I want to, read the story. I want to know more. I like the science to it too. I like, and of course, clarified cocktails are something that is of great interest to me. I'm more and more, the older I get, I start turning into your dad. My dad was big into history and I wasn't into that stuff, but I find myself now, I get these audio books and I'm getting these history books and, listening to history and, a lot of the clarified comes up in those old history books. Again, we're talking the era of George Washington and Benjamin Franklin and that type of thing, which I think is pretty darn cool. Yeah. And then Dave, again, I like the playfulness of what Dave always does. And I think it's a great fall cocktail. I think you really hit the mark there. I am not a mezcal guy, though. I do not like smoke, especially when it's heavy. And the mezcals that I drink that I've tried tend to be pretty heavy smoke. And that's definitely not my thing. So that's going to play into this in terms of my rankings. I'm going to go, Adina, you had me at clarified. I'm telling you, if I had to see that on the menu, I'm curious. I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to go with you in first place. I'm going to go with Vicky in second place, and Dave, I'm going to put you in third place here. All right. Next up, last but not least, is Justine.
This is the part that I hate. Having to decide.
There's no money on the line. It's okay.
But they're all, I literally would love to, I don't want to make any of them, but I would love to drink all of them.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm drinking a cocktail out of a can. That's what I do at home. Drink them all day long when I go to the bar. But so I will start with Vicky and say that I love that this is simple. I mean, if I were going to do a cocktail at home, this would probably be it. I also think that this would be good as a hot toddy.
Yes.
Like, I feel like this would be perfect as a hot toddy to put in a thermos and take tailgating, as we love to do here in
Smart.
Yeah.
So definitely points for that. Adina, your presentation and the story are fantastic as always. Very interesting drink. Like, I literally do not know how you come up with these. I'm just fascinated every month by them.
Yeah.
They're just great. And Dave, I don't know. This one, when I look at the picture, I feel like this could be a hot toddy too, but I don't know. Is mezcal good as a hot toddy?
Yeah, I think it might be good warm too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change out the beer for some tea.
Yeah, it just like, I don't know. It just looking at the picture of it, it embodies fall. And Tim helped you out there because he mentioned hoodie, and everybody knows that I love hoodies.
That helped you out. There you go.
That's a Stumpy's hoodie, probably.
Yeah. Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I am going to go Vicky first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say Dave, and then Adina.
And then Adina. Okay. All right. We have a conclusion here. So again, congratulations to everyone. Great job by all, and some great cocktails submitted for sure. So we have a winner here, though. So in third place, scoring 8 points, Adina in third place. In second place with 9 points, Dave Ewald's in third place. And in first place, her first time coming in, she takes it, Vicky Higginson with 13
Where's my
points.
crown?
13 points. Very nice. Very nice. So
Thank
very
you.
good. Very good. Congratulations on that. And we would encourage others to get involved too. It's pretty simple. You can get the complete rules over at abvnetwork.com/coin. That's the way where we have all the rules out there and stuff like that, or on our cocktail contest. I think we've got it in 2 different places on the website. Next month is the theme is the Great Pumpkin, and you have to use pumpkin puree.
You guys are in for it now.
I don't know. This is going to be a rough month for me. I'm not sure about this.
I don't know about this one. I don't like pumpkin beer. I don't like pumpkin spice lattes.
Pumpkin could be on the porch carved with candles inside. But,
although to be fair, it's basically my same recipe with my pumpkin shrub that I make. So speaking of weird, old-timey, colonial, but I do make shrubs, which are drinking vinegars, you know. I might have to make a different cocktail though, because I do appreciate, like, the first time I watched this, I thought, great, I'm going to read everybody's recipe and I'm going to make them here at home, because here we are online. Nobody gets to try them. I mean, that kind of makes me crazy because I am that nerd. So I don't know, we'll see. But I actually made from scratch last year pumpkin butter, and it was off the chain.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to be, but it was my remnants after I made the shrub, and then you have all that fruit waste left, and I turned it into pumpkin butter.
Okay, you're the out in Vegas right now. You're the leader right now going into next month's contest or this month's contest. I guess it runs from the 1st through the 15th. So today is the 1st, so it runs for the next 15 days. So again, make sure you follow the rules because you got to tag us. That's key. You can make a drink, and if we don't see it, you obviously can't be in. So McNew is the key there. So check out the rules online, but you got to be sure you're tagging Stephanie McNew on the stuff so that officially can get you in. All right. Well, again, congratulations to Vicky. A round of applause for her.
Thank you.
Good job. And then congratulations both to Dave.
Thank you for my giant check.
Yes. Acknowledge check.
This is amazing. Oh my God, $10,000.
Prize Patrol's on its way.
To Dave and Adina too. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find the team here. We will start with the legend. Where can people find you?
Oh, Rick Brenner on Facebook.
All right, Tim.
You can find me at the corporate and private events section of abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right, Elba.
You all can find me on Instagram at BourbonJLo.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Mace. You can find our shop at abvnetwork.com and on Instagram at abvnetworkshop.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got the company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. All of our previous shows are out there. The contest information's out there. Our blogs are out there. There's so much more. abvnetwork.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments that helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Woo.
Peace out.
Bye.
Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.